Mirage, the second map of this best of 3 series. Are we going to see Yanko AWPing from CTA on Mirage? That is my question. Because you'd see Guardian do that, not all the time, obviously, but we saw a few different people on the AWP, Nico, Olofmeister, and Yanko. I don't know if Yanko got an opportunity to get many frags with AWP, because there was that one round I remember where like the whole team got wiped out and he managed to save it. But
got a couple defending B that one time.
Yeah.
Not too much action though, really. Yeah.
I wonder if he's getting some frags with AWP, I would expect some rotation here and there.
Yeah. Within
his comfort zone. Can't expect him to have the same play style as Guardian. He's got to play his own game. Well, it looks like paiN will be starting on the CT side.
It's funny though, because it reminds me actually when so it's also not as simple as, let's say, if you've got like a weaker player, just putting them on B per se, because in the professional scene, maybe it can work that way, fine. But if you're not a pro, or you're not used to playing the pro level and know like the pro meta and stuff, sometimes like when you play against a team where they have, let's say, a Stewie or something, like you're on the CT side, you're playing B, you're anchoring him, and you've got Stewie coming at you in B apartments every round, trying to harass you, throwing nades at you, trying to
victimize you then.
Absolutely. And so that in of itself, that becomes like a problem sometimes, because then if he bullies loads of control away from you in those positions, then you have to expend more resources towards defending that, because it becomes a weakness on the map and things get very difficult. So it is interesting. I'm very curious where he'll play on the CT side. Very curious indeed. I mean, it has to be B, right? But we're not going to find out until the second half. Never mind. Here we go. FaZe won the first map. If you are just joining us here, the StarSeries I-League CSGO Season 7 Finals.
Oh, throw it.
A B-Rush.
Drop it. Oh, the poison apple. The HE in the window. This looks like a pistol round for paiN. PKL is the only person to take any damage at this point, which would mean a lot of helmet upgrades. He's the only person who, well, Big Zero doesn't have armor either. So let's see how this one finishes off. So there'll be I think three CTs actually. Tatazin probably just got headshot and didn't take any Kevlar damage. So, okay, no, Tatazin had to buy full armor again. But 2 players will get the cheap upgrades, the $350. And that makes a hell of a difference, because it means that you can buy an M4 in most cases. Landon's opted for a Scout anyway. I think maybe an M4 could have been collected and dropped to a teammate, but his choice, going to the window with the Scouts, because the next round he may need to dispose of that. So I think the M4A4 might have been a better idea, and mistakes have been made, Dan. Pulling out a smoke grenade, exposed to the players charging through. I don't think he realized they were by Tetris, and I don't know what's going on. Almost entirely Glock frags in the second round eco. And it's the Scout that's left. The Scout that could have been an M4A4 is left to try and clutch it 1 versus 3. And he will get absolutely blasted. And that's not a good sign in round number 2.
So I forget who it was, but there was a UMP really close to Pit. And I think they just swarmed him and he missed all of his shots. Or you only need to get the headshot there. And that's where things really started to snowball. Damn, you don't often see that one come out
that's really weird.
So well for the T side, but it does. And we were getting ahead of ourselves talking about the good stuff for paiN, but they get crushed. So
yeah, I'm not a fan of the Scout buy.
Oh,
okay, never mind.
What?
There's no time to talk about that because Landon's trying to bring it back. Of course, this is a forced buy from paiN as well. Back and forth we go. Those weapons might be disposed of. Yanko could probably get an upgrade. He is moving towards that mid position with the Scout, and there comes out the AK. So this can still be rescued by FaZe Clan, but it's hard to have presence in a mid position in a 3 versus 5 when you're the guys with the guns, because you just don't have the personnel. If you will go mid to cover all the different angles, then the CTs can push through B or A, go Palace, etc. So you kind of need to just brute force a site from one direction. And paiN can take a gamble with a 5 versus 3 and send someone aggressive somewhere to try and get some info.
And I think in spots like this, it's really difficult because you kind of want to contact it. Obviously, they have the time to wait here to see if there's a CT push. And in reality, paiN should be pushing something because if they can get all the bodies in one place, that would be really powerful. It's a good risk to take, and that is a better angle for NiKo. Just simply stepping too far there into that one landing. And 2 quick kills there. Janko getting the next one, and only 3 remaining now for paiN. Still opportunity though. The 1Deeks are dangerous, ever dangerous. Meat shots coming in there from PKL as NiKo tries to take over. Good position towards CT now. Janko in the 1 versus 1. Can he find it? 1 bullet left. He's got to go for a reload here. Oh my days. He's going to get caught by the Deagle, and they will convert off of the back of those 2 1Deeks from middle. It's very rare that you see those. Landon has been on Inferno as well. He looked very promising.
Yeah, that was a unique situation which they created for themselves and managed to convert. I should say that I think if you are able to buy a scout and you have enough money, if you win the round and don't die, to buy an AWP in the next round, then it's all good in the hood.
This is madness. We get both teams buying AWPs.
Yeah, how about this for a situation? Not what you would see with the old economy, I'm pretty sure. Bittencourt, it's a very unusual name, especially in that region of the world. Going for a timing pick, trying to catch players strafing into the top mid position behind the boxes. And we have a peek which will go probably towards Tolbooth and so on. Got to be careful about your timing though. If you're going to outstay his welcome, he will leg land in. Nice reaction there from NiKo, but of course he took some damage as well. Double leg maybe. 4 players in the mid position for FaZe Clan, of a lurker towards Palace. Looking for something. I'm sure FaZe are unfamiliar with the setups of paiN. Can see PKL, risky business to drop a peek like this, especially without real control of connector. This could get really weird really quickly, arguably for both teams.
Here they go into the bomb site. Farson smartly just falls back. He knows triple is way too exposed with the T's coming in. Does leave his teammate though towards T-Pit alone, but here he goes. Back in again for the challenges and can't get the damage they need. And nice from FaZe. You know, they took the map control and they just had good coordination, and there was nothing really from paiN to kind of stop it in its tracks. No AWPs, no way to catch the players as they were moving into position onto the A site. And paiN will try to save this.
That looks really awkward on the A site for paiN, to have a player on ramp. Even though there was a smoke down on connector, it didn't feel like they really had control of the situation. They threw a Molotov, but it was it seemed like a really ropey spot for them. And to be in a situation like that so early, I think is a good look for FaZe Clan anyway. Big Zero being hunted on the B bomb site. Running out of places to hide, but he seems to have juked Olofmeister at the very least, and he will hold on to the AUG. So that's something, but there is nothing behind it in terms of money for paiN. Now let's see if FaZe Clan can get those consecutive rounds. A very bumpy start for both sides, but maybe things will smooth out for FaZe Clan at the very least. Very well equipped in a round such as this. NiKo on the AWP for the time being. Janko with an AK. Must be great fun for Janko.
Playing some CS, always a good way to spend some time. Landon looking to be annoying, but this time with a CZ, not a Deagle. And there's a trade coming in from the Deagle of Farston. Farston will get an upgrade to an AK, and it's looking kind of scary. Nice nade coming in, doing some chunky damage to Rain and Adren. This needs to go well. They have to find fast headshots here. There's 4 CTs already in position. The flashbang comes in. The AK's unleashed, tagging Adren more, peeking into NiKo. I love how they swapped out NiKo there with the AWP. It's a good response.
So the player in Sandwich, you see under the bricks of Tetris, you can double scope in, and in most positions he could stand, you would see his foot. If he's right in the corner, there's a slight elevation where you wouldn't see his foot. But anywhere else he stands, you could shoot his foot as well through that gap. FYI. Now we've got the AK of PKL causing damage. Again, just when you thought it was safe to stabilize, NiKo is left alone. Scoping, looking towards default. Again, that sandwich position can likely peek first. Maybe he was hoping that the flash would collide with a player should they be there. There is a player there, though, which maybe will catch him off guard. The CT's unable to trade this frag. Switching out from AK-47. He's got 20 seconds. I think he thinks Sandwich is clear. Doesn't quite get the kill, but Nico is just too good. This is ridiculous. A 4K from him. That AWP was there if he wanted it. I thought he was done for, but there's just too much skill on every player of FaZe.
He's so incredible. It's one of the cool things about Nico is it looks like he's playing like in his eyes Counter-Strike goes at slow motion. Every bullet just connecting for Nico. It's just so beautiful there. Doesn't stay on that sandwich player for a millisecond too long. Pulls off to get the headshot on the next guy who peeks him to come back to finish the final player. It's just incredible. It's just really incredible. Nico might be the only player that can do this kind of stuff that he can do.
Well, Olaf did it on the Inferno. Let's not forget that.
But the way that Nico does it, James, it's just different. There's just something different about watching Nico to everybody else. It's really special. Kind of like when you watch Shox as well. Missing the Shox era. And when you come back, James? Come back to top flight Counter-Strike.
Time will tell. The passage of time, Dan. paiN have made their own passage through the T sides of A. One has been taken out in T spawn, but there is another towards that palace position. Adrenaline Nico cleaning up again. These anti-ecos, anti-force buys may be more painful than one might expect, than they need to be. FaZe Clan now can collect the bomb and make their way towards the B bomb site, which has been cleared. And land in towards Palace, miles away from anything. Olafmeister in that connected position that I spoke about some time ago, about that very player. 20 seconds, bomb being planted for the short position. And we'll see what paiN choose to do. Yanko was lurking with a MAC-10, looking to make some money. He's picked up the dropped AK-47 now. And paiN may just try to rescue a weapon or something. They're not really giving anything up. They want to give the money, I guess, to FaZe Clan. Just creeping on the A side. And maybe they're using this time as a tactical timeout to talk about how they can turn things back into their favor.
It's been a bumpy road for FaZe, just due to the fact that paiN have had some crazy individual performances to make that so. Like those 2D or shots were really disruptive. Back on the buy again. No AWP though for paiN, and that might be a problem. It's been interesting to see Nico picking up the AWP here on the T side of Mirage. It's something where it can actually be difficult to find spots for it sometimes, but I think it's actually underutilized sometimes as well. It's so good as a contact for contact in certain spots. When you have extremely good AWPers, they can get a lot of mileage out of it. Nico already 11 for 2. Fast in that shadow position. Flashbang is just perfect. Nothing he can do against that one. Nico will find the kill. Or Rainsbury will find the kill off Nico's flashbang. And they are really stuck here behind these smokes, paiN. They have no utility to retake with. That's a problem as well.
Outmaneuvered paiN. Seems that second frag will be the round. Landon lurking on A though, so I don't know if he's hiding in plain sight or what his mission is. There's no money for paiN. The other two have gone far away. And it will be round number 5 for FaZe Clan. So I would say, I want to say it's looking comfortable for FaZe Clan. I feel like the anti-ecos have been weirdly difficult. I think there are some unique situations like the 2 1Ds in that particular round, which made things harder, but seems the buy rounds are easier than than otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, there's the pistol round and the and that round. Yeah, that's right. All paiN have won. Do they have an AWP on the grounds? Oh, okay, there we go. Would have been nice to see an AWP in this round for paiN, but they'll have to settle with this. So that's the smoke that Astralis will be using a lot. It's that deep mid smoke. It's really powerful if the team is going for late mid takes, because you can just get position here where PKL is or wherever you want up top mid. Are they not checking this with that smoke? Seriously? Oh my god, it's done so much damage. That seems like you got to check that surely when you see that smoke.
Well, it's better it happens at 5-2 than 15-12 or something like that. Learn the lesson now while there is still time to recover should you lose the round. Nice jiggle peek from Olofmeister. Gets some information, knows that the A site is not safe just yet. But a bomb is exposed in the middle of mid, and Adren's here on his own. So he's showing some presence, and maybe FaZe are trying to converge on it with some flanking positions. Nico attempting it on B. That's not going to quite work out for him. Big Uzira has taken a lot of damage, but again, that bomb is still down. The smoke that was thrown earlier will come and go. Nico, that's a nice jump peek spot, but he's got so many angles to deal with. And there are two players in the market to deal with him, even though the bomb was in mid, and now the bomb's been taken. So they're focusing on Nico without the bomb rather than the bomb itself. Either way, it hasn't quite worked out for them. They don't have position on B. They haven't dealt with Nico, and they don't have the bomb anymore. So paiN may be in some pain.
Yeah, everyone is low except for FaZe. All the remaining players really weak. Nico has the AWP though. That's critically important. It's so strong when you got low HP still. Just that one shot. He's so fast as well. Holding the right positions. Oh, finds another kill. Nico's having a really solid Mirage so far. 13 for 2.
I think it's just kills. Two different levels of teams here. They got a two-man spray down in mid. They had the bomb in mid. Of the 3 players, they sent 2 to B, where Nico was. Maybe, I don't know if it's nerves or what. I mean, it's still difficult for in a 3v3 to defend or try and take the bomb in that middle position, especially when people are trying to flank. So, difficult spot, ironically, for both teams. But it's FaZe Clan who weather the storm again. And there have been many storms in these 8 rounds that we've seen so far. But again, the experience of the higher ranked team is prevailing, and the skill of the individual players combined with that experience, which is part of the skill, of course, with game sense and so on. And indeed, Nico is having a great time. So we have a technical pause. Here are the scores on the doors. 13 kills, 1 assist for Nico. You can see the money as well, which is pretty cool. So we'll see what paiN choose to do. Now, yeah, that was really weird that FaZe didn't check around the boxes after that smoke. But maybe they just don't expect people to be there at the level that they're normally playing against. So perhaps against your normal tier teams, you'll take some things for granted. But again, even in situations like that, they seem to manage to come out on top. So I don't think they'll be terribly concerned. And again, I do think it is a dirty win is a win.
Yeah, it might have been as well because I think Yanko was maybe the first guy out. Maybe I think Adren was behind him. Maybe it's like that. Oh, you know, if you expect the first guy to check it. If you're the second guy, you don't check it because it's the first guy who got past and he's fine. That's usually like how the logic ends up working out sometimes. But either way, as you say, it's a blip. It's an anomaly.
Yeah, we don't expect this to be pretty for FaZe Clan, whether they win or lose. That's for sure. So, when you're not playing with your full roster, some stuff's going to get weird. Another smoke in the choke point. FaZe with a different approach this time. No mid presence. Now, what does this mean for paiN? They see some grenades streaming into the A-bomb site. That molly towards Tetris is really important. Should FaZe go through the smoke, they can't really have any cover from Tetris. Mollies everywhere. 4 mollies around, and they wait for that molly to come and go, and they start to move into the site. They're just played default. He gets wrecked immediately. We've got 1 player in sandwich. Goodbye, PKL. And I think it was Landon who was around that bench position. Oh, he's pulled his knife out, running out of bullets. There's a player on short who takes Yanko out. Landon still alive around jungle, and suddenly things turn around. 3 versus 2 in favor of paiN as the bomb gets planted, or maybe not. Nico with a bait pulls Landon out and frags him.
Yeah, you got Nico and Olofmeister left to deal with. That's always going to be a tough one. Their HP is so low, and against Nico it doesn't matter, but Olofmeister's got an AK, so that will make life a bit more difficult. They've got retake utility, Molotov, Smoke, Flash, HE, so that can be used to great effect, but how do they separate Olof and Nico? Well, that's a great first frag from Nico. He is just pre-aiming is godlike. Oh my god, he's 16 for 2, James, after 9 rounds played. That's almost 2 kills every single round.
Skill disparity is what it says to me, which is to their advantage for sure.
So that means he must be somewhere near like 180 ADR or something like that right now. Oh, it's so beautiful. The fact that when he peeks out and stops, it's like he doesn't even have to aim. He's just already just on them. It's just a click.
Yep.
It's beautiful. Beautiful to witness.
No one league to land in this time. Nico at the position already. Yanko with some different angles. You can spray through the lip of that balcony. So if somebody's standing by the barrel, you could pre-fire them if you're not concerned about revealing your position. Yanko trying to do his best Nico impression. He will be taken out, but he is entertaining towards the B-bomb site. A weapon will be collected, but the A site has been taken in the meantime, so they shouldn't be too concerned. Nico loving life with the AWP at present, and Tatazin has an AK-47 to try and save. So another round in the bag for FaZe Clan. Again, a frag here, a frag there. They won't be too concerned as long as they continue to rack in the Ws. They've all left the bomb on the A bomb site. Tatazin doesn't have a defuse kit. I think he is trying to hide in plain sight. That was worrisome for sure. No respect play from Rain. And now he has managed to hide in plain sight. Maybe he's looking for an AWP or something, but he hasn't quite found one. Ooh, he's going to find one now though, isn't he? Oh!
Yeah, oh my god. 19 for 2. Mika's closing in on that 200 ADR. Oh my god. Oh my god. You just, you know, when you see stuff like this, you just makes you want to see Nico AWPing all the time. Just all the time. But Guardian needs something to do, so that can't be the case. So, deep smoke again. I'm sure they'll check it this time, they do. However, my god, so it doesn't matter. It seems because they're going to lose Yanko again. But if you're going to lose someone early rounds, you know, you want your coach to go down. If you could choose. So this worked out perfectly, although your Adrenaline will go down as well. Oh, Nico's been eliminated by Big Azera as well. So now 2 versus 5 for FaZe. I don't even know how, look, where are these kills coming from? Another kill, I think, I'm not sure if that was through the smoke or if that was anticipation or if he...
Just a timing thing.
That's a timing thing as well. Oh no.
Oh, here we go. The bomb's in T-spawn. There's a fair chance that the CTs have no idea. As far as Olofmeister is concerned, he had the right angle. The crosshair was in a good place, but Big Zero was quicker on the trigger finger, holding the angle already. And there is a much-needed 3rd round from paiN. I think that's the first buy round they've actually won. And the frags just came in thick and fast, one after another. Dominoes rolling their way. Let's have a look at this. There's the first frag through the smoke. Always got to be afraid. And that's why you don't throw that smoke as a T player, for those of you at home, because too many people do that. You want to smoke the top side so you can take connector rather than be at the mercy of a CT in the connector. Of course, that was a smoke from paiN into a Molotov, which allowed that situation to happen in the first place. I think paiN maybe were going for another play top mid. There was a failed smoke somewhere up there. Can't imagine that was thrown by FaZe to go behind the boxes, but you never know. Tass is in jump spotting, and now we will see the stream of grenades flying his way. That smoke dropped like that allows CTs to rotate through the market door position and hold on to the bench spot as well. Lovely shot there from Tatazin, Big Zero with another frag, and now he's got FaZe Clan member stuck on the balcony, USP to finish him off. He needs to reload. His teammate takes a bullet for the president. There goes the bomb, and it's Adren versus 3, but where is he? If He threw the flash to reveal his position. The smokes are gone. Tatterzin looks towards short, but he may have not seen Adren move up. Spotted him now, and Landon will finish him off. So that's a standard response. Team Liquid used to do that as well. Just drop that smoke in. Again, keeps the door open unless someone stands on the van. Then it's a problem, but it's better than not having the smoke for sure.
It's going to be interesting to see if paiN can get any more rounds in this first half, because you do expect that if they are able to get, you know, a comfortable 5 to 6 on the board, which is still more than enough space for, especially with the economy as it is, that they can definitely get something going on that T side. And again, we don't know how the CT side dynamic will work for FaZe just yet. FaZe had a much easier time on Inferno on the T side. Nico's been bailing them out a bit on this half as well, we can't forget. And late mid control from FaZe perhaps. Later still now due to that Molly. paiN have 2 players playing pit at the moment, which is quite cool to see. Beginning to feel that pressure towards Banana, towards B as well from the apartments. It's Olofmeister with the AWP here. It's a great place to use an AWP. Oh, nice shot.
That's very nice. That's not an easy shot to hit. On a flick as well. Just sees the top half of somebody's head. He scalped him. And there's a bunch of unanswered frags for paiN. They're starting to get a reasonable score on the CT side. We don't know what to expect from them on the T side. Very cheeky look towards mid, spotting maybe both players there with the bomb in tow, no less. 30 seconds for FaZe Clan, 2 versus 5, and maybe they hold on to what they have. I'm back.
Yes, it's a really difficult spot to even survive. I mean, the CTs could try to go aggressive, but their money is not in the best place ever, so they want to keep the integrity of their financial situation. Now FaZe gonna have to go back to the drawing board. I wonder if they'll try to just burst through the top mid smoke, or how they'll play that. One of the things about that smoke as well is that it stops you, if you have a good spawn, from actually taking that timing peak against the CTs in the window. If you know, that's in the case that, because you can't quite get the smoke fast enough to deny that sometimes if you're going for the fastest timing as possible. I think that's like why that smoke is so good, because it gets there so quick.
Through that gap, you can throw some grenades into the palace position, smokes, flashes, whatever else. Any grenade you like. Tatterzin with the tight angle in apartments. There is the pop flash smoke. And Molly at the same time. That says to me that the communication isn't on point for paiN.
Yeah.
The Molly is a bit random in that spot. Just anticipated Molly towards Palace. Rather throw a flashbang and have a peek instead, or a smoke. But there we go. 1 minute on the clock.
FaZe looking to go contact into the A site. That could actually be pretty powerful. The issue is that this orb, that's really what blows up the contact play. So I don't know how they deal with this orb.
Baited!
Unless Olofmeister's in position to do that. He is on the pit position, but he has to somehow be quicker than Landon. So here it is. Oh, beautiful. They use a player to jump to bait. That's just so perfect. Amazing stuff coming in from FaZe. Beautiful entry kills. And all of a sudden it's falling apart rapidly here for paiN as they try to make this retake somehow work, but it's just not at this point. And Allison does find an angle onto Yanko, but nice 90-degree turn there as he picks up the orb.
That had to be a kill. It really did. And it does make me wonder if it's a case of nerves. Big as 0 and a 1 versus 3. Does he go for this? He does, but Yanko delivers a kill. It's his turn with the AWP. A wry smile. A nice headshot from him as we move into the last round of the first half.
And Nico getting a break from all the lifting he's been doing recently. Still a pretty enormous score for the first half. 22 kills. It's not bad at all. It's doubles coming in from Landon and Big Zera there on to paiN for the last round of the first half. And oh dear, Nico's gone down straight away in mids. And that might be the cue to just go into A here, because the aggression in middle means that the A defense surely is a bit lighter. But no, 2 players still here to do the damage. FaZe just has to delay from this position. Flashbang comes in from a teammate, now down to Yanko. And that was just beautifully executed from paiN. They pick up a 6th round on the first half. That really does give them a fighting chance, more than just a fighting chance in this second half that's coming up.
Yeah, I think it was kept relatively simple by FaZe Clan. There were a few rounds where they went out mid quickly, and there were a flurry of kills in favor of paiN. Let's not forget, paiN started with 2 difficult rounds. One, I would say, on pistols of some description. By that I mean eco or force buy. But they won some buy rounds. But when they won a buy round again, it was very quickly, definitely a brief war of attrition. So 6 rounds on the board. Let's see what kind of T side they have. If they have some executes that could take FaZe Clan by surprise. From what we saw in the first half, I think the sheer level of skill on FaZe Clan is the biggest problem. So executes or not, when it comes to shooting people in the face, FaZe Clan seem to be a lot better at doing that. Even Yanko delivering the odd kill with the AWP in the face. As I like to say to Guardian, why always the face? We'll see if it continues for FaZe on the CT half. First comes the pistol. I'm looking forward to the buys. We see some grenades lined up towards the A sites here on the pistol for paiN. That's a good sign early. Towards jungle and connector. And that would tell me that they're probably going to try to push the CT area. They have 2 flashes, but they seem to be focusing actually. They're going through the smokes towards jungle. It seems so. Nico's probably got the sound cues. Rain has quite a nice angle. If they go too far, paiN, in that spot, then they could be in trouble. Rain having a look. There seems to be just tunnel vision focusing on the window position, but it might just work out for them.
Yeah, those were really awkward shots for Rain to have to make through the vent there. And Dren will now try to get himself up on top of the take hit. Good vantage point here. Actually doesn't look too bad here. CT's all together, but they are getting traded, and that's not going to work out for them. Just Dren now. 1 versus 3. We've seen some crazy USP work from him, but not in this case. paiN pick it up. They've been good at picking up pistols, I have to say, and this will be no different. However, FaZe have also been good at winning the following round, eco or force buy. So what do we see here? Force buy from them. And what do we have? Deagle, couple CZ, Scout, usual kind of stuff you'd expect. paiN, got to be cautious here. Who is that at the window? It's Rain with the Deagle. Smoked off though. That was close, actually. Looked really close.
Shaving the hairs from 2 ears. Oh! He just had too much warm-up on the first half, man. Oh, he's going towards A now as well. There are more frags to be had, and there's another one for Nico. Nico, is he going to ace with a scout? Is he going to ace with a scout, Dan? He was so close! Oh my god, that was fun. Jesus, show me his face, man. He's got to be smiling. That was absolutely ridiculous. If he aced with a scout on a force buy, oh, that would have just been, I don't know.
It was so fast as well, just all headshots, just raining in all over the place. Wow, you can't touch him. This is what I'm saying, man. He can just do stuff no one else can do.
It's just a highlight reel for Nico.
The first kill was ridiculous because of how close the player was to him as well when he scopes in. I don't think he has any idea how close that player is. I'm telling you, this game moves in slow motion for Nico. What even is that?
I don't know. I don't know that. I don't know. I want to see more of it, though. They've only got 10 rounds phase. There's plenty of opportunity for more carnage. That is wallbangable where that CT was jumping, by the way. I'd never seen it successfully land in a pro match, but saw an attempt from paiN. Came a little late, though. But yeah, there's a table support, and if you look down towards the underpass area, where you stand on that table support, you can shoot that through the wall from top mid. Well, Nico's been, he's died. He can be fragged.
He's died at death. That's the crazy thing about Nico sometimes. It's just, you just see the ceiling, like all close to what his ceiling is.
There is no ceiling, Dan. There's no ceiling. There's just space infinite space.
And you see it sometimes. It's just like impossible for anyone to touch it. But you don't see it all the time. Keeps us guessing. This is getting a bit awkward here for FaZe. They've lost connector, and now strings through, almost catching them moving forwards. Adrena, it's a good peek. SC9 doing some good work there as well in the middle, and the trades come through. Looking pretty good and under control now for Olofmeister and Rain to finish things off. Fastin on a mere 14 HP. Ooh, timing was fairly good there from Fastin, but he will be eliminated in the end. So 26 for 9, Nico, as he's only got $3,300 here. Yes, I was hoping this would be the replay.
Ooh, rated 18. Boy.
Wow.
It's just
oh, he was so close that last one, man.
Why you got a no-scope, man? Just have the patience. Have the faith, Nico. It's like Pulp Fiction. Those bullets aren't going to hit you, baby. Nothing but pistols for paiN. That's the one flashbang bursting onto the A-bomb side, and they're lining up around Tetra's position. FaZe clan will force them into awkward shapes. Around Tetris, they will remain. That's a nice brief eco run, the kind of eco run we like to see. And now paiN are back in a buy situation. But FaZe clan are 4 rounds away from victory, and victory looks likely, Dan. I think it's fair to say.
Yeah. It's definitely looking likely. I'm just still thinking about those scout kills, dude. That was just such a sick sequence. It was so fast. So fast. I'm gonna find the clip later and just watch it. Just just
okay.
Watch that.
Yep.
Just watch it over and over again. Oh, nice entries coming in there from paiN as they push towards T steps. However, there's an enormous gap for Rain to play with there, and they're gonna fall back. And considering that Nico is sitting in a the Palace position with an AWP, they know everything they need to know. And Olofmeister deep up top mid. What on earth is going on with these positions? Bomb is starting to rotate towards the B side of the map. This is very interesting. Considering Nico's position, they can just leave A completely up to Nico. But if Nico goes aggressive, will he find the bomb? No. Okay, he won't. Okay, Lan is too far down.
Look at the angles they're holding. They're expecting a push, in fairness.
There we go.
But they still can't do anything about it. Nico rotating back to the site. There is a player on the ramp, but again, he will assume nothing. He knows that somebody could be there. Great presence of mind. He's even got the Molotov. He's even got the Molly, but he won't be able to get the frag. There is a rotation, though. He's bought enough time, but it's only one player. I say only. One play's been quite enough for FaZe in plenty of these rounds. Does he know to bite off Molotov, though? Probably doesn't. And if he did, he could stop this plant down. So this is a complete disaster.
Well, we'll see if he can do it with the AK-47. It is Rain after all. Ooh, that was very close. There it is. Easy finish there for the MP9. Rain moving forwards. He's been really good today so far. It's on him, really. Yanko's weak, only got an MP9 as well. Good flashes, actually. That's going to completely destroy Big Azera. Now that's down to Fastin. Oh, there you go. Those are the headshots. Nice teamwork between Rain and Yanko to finish things off. 13 rounds now for FaZe. Wait, did I miss a count? 12 rounds for FaZe. 13 rounds. No, I was right. Okay, why did I doubt myself? 7 for paiN.
All right, I'm pretty sure this is a tactical timeout. What do you do with your money? People like PKL could buy Kevlar, well, armor, and AK, and nothing else. 27 for 10, Nico. It's been great to watch the frags from Nico.
Yeah, there's just something about it. It's just always so cinematic when he manages to just execute people. The scout round though, he's actually generated a lot of highlights today.
Yeah.
The scout one though, that's got to be number one. Surely.
What is that like to watch as a teammate? I do wonder.
That's what I was thinking that earlier. I was just like, imagine you've died, but you look to your left or your right, and Nico's just sitting there bodying people. It's like, well, it's like it's got to feel pretty good.
Absolute madness. So paiN have indeed gone for the buy. forcing up the big weapons. How do they get past this initial choke point towards B? Well, as you can see, it's FaZe's turn to go for a bait setup. Yanko deploying some grenades. Olofmeister letting some go past. Yanko has fallen to the flames, and he's really running this as long as possible, Yanko, but his teammates are dying on the rotation. How long does he wait for? Oh, he hasn't quite hit the mark on the player in apartments, so he's really played it a bit too long there. I think once he had 2 plays in his crosshairs, take him out. If you find 2, fantastic, but his teammates have been lost in the meantime, putting Rain in a 1 versus 3. paiN have no idea where Rain is. He knows 1 plays in apartments. He knows that he's in the red. Once the bomb is planted, he knows where 2 of the players are, and at that point, he's got to try and find something to capitalize on.
Ooh. Oh, it's a smoke. Okay. Yeah, it's one of those weird spots where you can look like a genius or you can look very silly, and if you decide to wait a little bit and then a teammate dies, you can think, okay, well, if I just commit now to just waiting and then I can just win the round by myself, get 3 kills. But then he was doing that, but then another teammate dies, and he's like, oh god, well now I'm really committed.
I saw on the X-ray though that Nico kind of jumped into the site, maybe through the window or something. So I don't know if the communication wasn't clear enough, or what the situation was, because I'm sure he was coming where all the players were going. But that's a lot of players to keep track of. And either way, paiN have their 8th round. Now we have a force buy from FaZe Clan, Nico on AWP, Adren on a Mag 7. Double Mag 7. Mag 7 was so rare. It became so rare probably because of the cost versus something like an MP9. It just wasn't really there for it, but now at $1,300, here it is again. I remember we used to see when Zeus was playing for, oh never mind, there's no time to talk about it, they're charging into the B bomb site. Oh, Yanko, he's messed up the flashbang, but he's still got his anger with the Mag 7. No one's checking for him just yet. Olofmeister trying to distract him with 2 frags. And has he been activated? Yep, there it is. Meat shots, taking him to the butcher, switching out for the USP, and that's going to be enough. Yanko trying to finish things off here on the B bomb site. And Molotov to buy some space, and that might get him a reload if he needs one. So we've got Fastin versus 3. And there is Nico with the AWP.
That was funny. I think Yanko tried to after he got the first kill, I think he tried to throw the mag away to pick up something, but then he couldn't pick it up because it was I don't know where it was. And then had to go stuck on the USP instead of the Mag 7, but still gets the kill. That's very funny. Works out indeed. 14-8. And this is looking pretty desperate now for paiN. I like the idea of mixing things up and going for that really fast set piece onto the B-bomb side, but oh, they're doing it. Are they doing it again?
I respect it because I think they understand that this is essentially a mismatch. The longer the rounds play out for, the more disadvantaged they're at versus the more experienced and stronger players. So keep it simple. Try brute force and see how that works out for you. Simply overwhelm with numbers and trade frag. And since they're on the T side, they are afforded that liberty. But FaZe Clan are still saying no.
Yeah, still looking really good here. Rain pushing in the middle of the site. Finds himself a quick one. And might just be another one as well. Oh, he can't stand there for much longer. Beautiful placement for the incendiary there. Always just stuck by the van. This is a horrendous position to be in. They could try to knife him if they really wanted at this point, but they're going to do it clean and easy. 14-8, soon now 15-8 as the defuse comes in. FaZe 1 around from taking down paiN Gaming. And perhaps they're targeting Yanko as well. That could be it also.
Possibly.
And but at that point, you could just say, well, Nico, you got an AWP. Let's boost you into the B apartments. That's a good way to deal with something like that.
Does he know the right boost though? On the corner of the balcony, the close corner. Well then, it is match point for FaZe Clan. I respect what paiN have been trying to do. Now they've got 2 players in that middle position, and Rain is having a field day. Does he hear the players on short? I'm not sure if he does. PKL's made his way into the B bump site and from a different route. Does Yanko have any idea? I don't think he does. Surely someone's got to get the sound cues. Nico charging in. That's a complete surprise for him. PKL with 2 frags. And okay then, 4 versus 2. We can't count out FaZe in any of these rounds. But this is a pretty strong angle for the Galil. And that should be this round in the bag. That's
so funny because it's just the fact that they run up catwalk and as FaZe are pushing mid and FaZe have no idea. They had no idea. Nico jumped into 2 guys out of the window, just into 2 guys, had no idea they were there. That is so strange. It's very rare that you see a team on the T side do a fast timing up short like that in the first place. So it's really interesting to see that they picked that up in that way. So we've seen some fun rounds and unusual rounds in this one so far. It's been cool. But there will be another one for paiN. But will it just extend the inevitable? That's the question. Money is actually broken for FaZe, so this is actually somewhat annoying for them. I'm sure they'd like to just close this down. But that's not the reality.
Okay then. paiN have a long way to go. They're all fragging. Again, it's I think it's just a case of experience, skill, and game sense for FaZe Clan. So how do you overcome that and try to take things to a third map? That's the key question here for paiN. They can't go to the B-bomb site every round, but there's no guarantee of success every round. I thought Rain would have heard those players on short. I'm surprised he didn't in that situation. I don't know. I mean, if he was close enough to a flashbang, even if it didn't, well, maybe it would have cut some of his sound out. So I don't know. But again, that's an anomaly of a situation. Have a look at this from FaZe. They've abandoned the B-bomb site, and they've gone A and mid, and they've made the right decision. There is Rain with a P250, continues to press forward. He'll take out the AWP as well. And this may be a very brief last round, or maybe not. Adren out in the open, trying to find a headshot for PKL. There it is, nice burst from him. Tatters in a 1 versus 2. Nico's only got USP for some reason, and he might just win it with it. Of course he will. Would you expect anything less? 2-0 for FaZe Clan in this first best-of-3 series.
Yeah, and that's that USP kill for his 30th kill. What a crazy series. I think the scout highlight's definitely got to be, that's got to be the highlight of the series, but there's been so many from the likes of Nico. Olofmeister as well, we can't forget, with that beautiful 4K on Inferno to win a very surprising situation. A lot of fun, for Yanko, as you said, getting into the mix there, and we got to look at paiN Gaming as well to see what they're capable of. We got to see some of the danger players land, hitting some ridiculous shots, looking really steady on the AWP. So a lot to take from this series.
Yeah, I don't think there's any complaints in any direction. I think for paiN Gaming, for where they are at the moment, FaZe Clan was an insurmountable task, even with Yanko as a stand-in. Mirage, a fantastic pick for FaZe Clan in that respect. So great. Again, it didn't really matter how FaZe Clan won, as long as they won, because they're waiting for Guardian to make it over here to Shanghai. But the way that they won, at least on Mirage, was just fantastic entertainment. Yeah. Honestly, just allowing Nico to demonstrate his raw skill in such a fashion after losing a pistol round to force by have a scout and close range, not even really medium. I mean, some of the frags may be medium range, but up close as well. A 4K with the scout, almost an ace. That was brilliant. Made my day.
Yeah, if that would have been the ace, that would have been one of the aces of the year for sure, because it's just like so quick, the frags, and so varied in the distances, as you said. So, I mean, still amazing. Can't take anything away from it. I mean, the Scout is like one of the guns in the game, much like the Deagle, where the Scout headshots are just so satisfying. It's hard to beat that feeling of how gratifying that is. But yeah, it's really cool to see. I'm looking forward to seeing regular FaZe when Guardian comes back in. It was nice to see novelty FaZe with Yanko standing in and Nico AWPing on the T side of Mirage all the time. That was actually really fun to watch as well. Don't know if it's something that he feels like he can do that much against the normal opposition, and obviously you have Guardian, but I would like to see it. It
was the perfect matchup for them to have a visa issue in.
That's true. Basically. That's very true. Yeah.
So that kind of was the perfect storm for FaZe Clan. I don't know. It was just great entertainment, man.
Yeah,
just great entertainment. So again, I don't think there's a negative takeaway from either side, but we are ready for Monsieur Banks and the rest of the panel.
Thank you, guys. Yes, I couldn't agree more. It was an entertaining match coming out from FaZe Clan and paiN, and it is what we expected, right? Going on to Mirage, there are no shock surprises coming into it. We get to see Nico do what he usually does best against these type of opponents, and that was the painted pretty picture that FaZe got to put together.
I hope that for some reason Guardian doesn't show up tomorrow and we get to see Yanko play even more. Yeah,
Yanko.
Yanko as a player, Yanko as a coach, Yanko as an analyst. He does it all apparently, and he does it
well.
We're
get some signs now, like come back Yanko.
Yeah, why not?
Return.
I'm pretty sure the Twitch chat is all on about it. So in that regard. Guardian, just stay home. I mean,
Yeah, no, Nato has the 1 more year chant going for him every time he goes to an assembly. I feel like we can work with something to have something for Yanko, right?
sure.
We'll make something up like over the course of the night.
On a serious note, as you said, Nico just showing up, you know, FaZe getting it done, as we said before. We highlighted it. As long as they win the game, we can't really take too much away from it. Dare I say that I'm a little bit disappointed in paiN Gaming. I thought they would be able to pressure FaZe just a tiny bit more. I mean, they seemed a little lackluster, but then again, I think they're just outskilled individually. It's not as a team, it's just individually they're not on par with the FaZe players, and in that regard, it often looks silly for the paiN Game players. So I wouldn't take too much away from it. I think when they're facing teams on their own level, it could get better for them, and it probably won't look as rough as this one was.
Yeah, I also think the case of them playing Mirage is not necessarily, you know, any sort of, you know, they don't have any comfort level on it. So again, it's easier to make mistakes. I mean, we can talk about a team being well drilled and playing off of each other, but if you don't have familiarity with the map, that's still going to be more difficult to do than what it would have been on just an average map for you. So I think we'll see some more glaring, if you want to call it that, mistakes from paiN in that sense come out. And I think we saw that every now and again. Like Nico had a couple of rounds, obviously, where he you know, clutches rounds out. It probably wouldn't have happened as easily on other maps simply because you have, you know, people not being as used to angles or how to play off of each other at times. But, you know, it is what it is for paiN. I think James actually summed it up pretty nicely before it threw it over. The fact that there's like no real negatives for either side, no big losses in any sense, and just an entertaining game of Counter-Strike.
Business as usual.
Yeah.
Question is, will it be business as usual when we find out who their next opponent is for tomorrow? And that works on both sides, right? Because FaZe were very lucky that Yanko was standing in against the team that is paiN Gaming, because, and it's not taking anything away from them, they just aren't anywhere close on that level, right? This is a big step up for paiN to be at an event with such a high caliber amount of teams, and it's now about what they can do going forward from here. And the same thing for FaZe, because it was great seeing Olaf playing well again, right? It was good to see Rain being able to hit his shots once again. It looks like the pieces are coming together, but when we get the core unit going up against, say, an ENCE or, I don't know, a Na'Vi, that's what I want to see. How good can that phase look like? Is there anything positive we can look at and say, hey, this could have given them a boost in any way?
I mean, it does feel good to see Nico play this well. I mean, he's a key factor. He is by far the catalyst for this lineup. Whenever he's playing well, FaZe will always be dangerous, simple as it is, because he is one of the best players in the world, potentially the best if he can match Symbols level and Device level as it is right now. Apart from that, you said it yourself, you saw Olaf Meister having glimpses of brilliance again. It's been a long time since we've seen him play well, so that's good for them. The big factor for FaZe, and I always said this, I think it's Rain, you know. As soon as Rain steps up, as soon as he's playing well, it seems to me that the whole team is elevated by his, you know, rock-solid performances. The problem for FaZe has been that he has not been playing well as of lately. So as soon as he's getting turned up, as soon as he's fired up again, I think FaZe is a real danger, not only at this tournament, but for any team in the entire worldwide. But we just haven't seen them come together and play well at the same time in a long time.
Yeah, no, he's actually just been very subpar for the last, I'd say. Well, it might be nearing
almost
like
a
6.
year.
Oh, no, but it's like rather 6 months. It's been like pretty lackluster, very disappointing from start to finish. And before that, you would have praised him as the one FaZe player that you could rely on that would show up and doing pretty much all the, well, I guess the unseen things that need to come together for a team to be successful.
The true supportive role in that sense.
Well, yeah, without necessarily just being a support player, as much as I hate the term. But yeah, no, he would kind of just do it all and get his in the same manner, and that hasn't really been the case. And again, haven't really been able to figure out why that is. I guess instability within the lineup is obviously going to be a bit of an issue, but I do also think Rain is, as good as he is individually, is the kind of player who does thrive more in a system than you know, some of the other players might, or they might be better off in a freer system than Rain will, and I think that also could be playing a part in it.
Well, we're looking at the highlights powered by CS Money, and don't forget, if you want some new skins or you just want to trade up some of your existing skins, you can head over to CS Money, and we get to see that little bit of scout play coming. The guys were hyping up so much, and it is because we don't get to see it like that all too often, do we? Very much with that scout.
He's just insane, right? He's just such a good individual player, and it's great to see him step up. The first map on Inferno was not.
You're talking about Yanko, right? And like since he was on the screen.
Yeah, I mean, I said it before. It doesn't matter, you know. Guardian can stay home for that matter. Yanko is still gonna ball it out. Yeah. No, but Nico is one of the best players in the world. There's no doubt about it. It's been a lackluster year for FaZe. It's been a lackluster period, but the one constant they've had is that Nico is still a very dangerous player. And as I said, if Nico turns up and Rain is also, you know, getting to become that constant force again, that rock-solid player, I feel that FaZe is still going to be a dangerous team. The problem for me is we haven't seen it in such a long time, and we can't really keep saying that they used to be good, or he used to be a good player. Same goes for Olofmeister. He used to be one of the best in the world and was once crowned the best player in the world. But that's some long time ago. We need to see it now. We need to see it at this tournament. Otherwise, as said, I think FaZe needs to do some soul-searching and figure out what direction do they want to go with this lineup, because the way they're playing right now is by no means okay if you're holding them up to the standard that they should be one of the best in the world. Being a top 7 team in the world, sure, that's fine. But if you're FaZe, you want to keep them accountable to something more. And I think it's a team that has individual players that justify them being a top 2, a top 3 team in the world consistently.
And that's the thing, right? When it comes to FaZe, they were designed to be one of the best in the world, right? This is what it comes down to. And although you may have been good in the past, that doesn't necessarily mean you should be able to keep that spot, because you've got to keep it going. Consistency is key across the board. Now, just so we don't fully focus on FaZe the entire time here, I got to say, I was very impressed by Big Uzera. He actually had some good performances, was able to hold his own in many situations, but obviously it's quite a lot for that man to handle. Maybe something we could look out for as an up-and-coming Brazilian player, or a player continuing to shine a bit? I
mean, if this comes off, if this is going to be a one-off, you'd hope not, but again, he's going to have more opportunities to play against, I guess, even more evenly matched up teams. Going to, and that's really where I'm going to be looking for his kind of an impact, because I think when you play against a FaZe in this current situation they are right now, they're not going to play, I guess, as structured or as planned out as, you know, the other opponents you're going to run into here over the course of your tournament. So you might not have, I guess, the initial easy duel because Nico decides to, you know, go wide with the deagle for the 5th time in a row from the same angle. Like those kind of things that you saw hints and, you know, bits happening of on Inferno and Mirage to a certain extent. That's not always going to be an opportunity that's presented to you that you can take advantage of versus other teams. So while it's great he's able to capitalize on it, you know, in this matchup right here, I want to see him, you know, obviously being tested in different ways as well. But again, you can't take anything away from the performance he had so far.
And that's where we get to see the real character of this paiN game team as well. Like, it's a team that just by being here, that's impressive. You know, they qualified for the tournament. It's by far the biggest tournament they have ever attended as a lineup. And I think it's great for them to get some experience here. But when they face some of the lower level teams, when they face a team like, it could be Vici, it could be Panda Gaming, or whatever they face in the tournament, we get to see the real character of this team. Is it a team that rely on their individuals, or do they actually have potential as a team when they're not facing a Nico that is dropping a 30 bomb? So still a lot to be seen for paiN Gaming, and I don't think we should be too rough on them yet. But what we saw right here was just business as usual. FaZe being better as individuals, better as a team, and paiN Gaming simply not able to match it at all.
Well, we are just waiting for our interview of one of the FaZe Clan members, so we've still got time to continue this on with. But we are going to look forward to that. And I think some of the questions I definitely wanted to speak to FaZe about is just how are you feeling at the moment as a team? What kind of practice you had prior to this, right? Because look at Blast, wasn't a successful run for them. They've had this many downhill spirals of what it's been like we were just talking about with this team. How are they adopting to this new kind of change of what they're doing? Because I see one thing that's very different is if Yanko's trying to apply a bit more structure to this, well, it's a FaZe that obviously on the Karrigan had that in many ways, but they still had a loose style they could fall back onto. Could this be a big change that's come their way?
I think so, and I think it's needed at some point. I think Yanko even said it in an interview himself, that right now FaZe is lacking an in-game leader, and they know that, but they don't want to stress it, and that's, you know, that's fine, and he's being honest about it. But at the same time, you feel and you sense that the lineup they have right now, none of them really believes that this is going to be the 5-man lineup that is going to be the best team in the world. And when you don't believe that as a player yourself, you lose a little bit of an edge. You lose that confidence, and you maybe lose the willingness to work your ass off to be the best team in the world, because you know at some point, like, all the hours we're going to use on a practice server, they're going to be wasted because we're going to change one of these players, or maybe even 2 of these players at some point. So in that regard, as I said before, they need structure, they need a foundation to be built, and they need a direction to work towards. Right now, it seems like they're just, you know, holding their heads above waters and surviving, so
just
to
speak. Just kind of floating,
Floating a little bit, and make no mistake, FaZe are still good enough as individuals to win a tournament here and there, but it's never going to be consistent as one of the best until they find their path and until they find a solution to the problems they have. And I don't think that this 5-man roster is going to be it.
And this is the thing, right? We always talk about it. It's who's going to be the team that next takes down Astralis or can challenge them, right? It's been just liquid across the board over and over again.
You
now.
would have laughed if I told you that ENCE was much closer to be taken down Astralis than FaZe is right now. That's how crazy the situation is.
And that's it, right? It's a different style because you see a lot of these new teams coming up and it's a mix of one or two of the experienced players, right? One or two of the veterans, and then some of the really young guns who are kind of almost pure CSGO players, where FaZe is kind of the opposite, right? We've got veterans across the board. We haven't really got the young balance in there to put that motivation in. But like the points you were making there, Pimp, is how motivated can you be when you don't know the certainty of your team? So we've got an interesting time ahead of us for them, but it's what FaZe can do later on. Still waiting for the interview. I believe we're just probably trying to track down a player, running after him. Frankie's very good at hounding them down and pulling them back in.
Very much so. FaZe can be pretty elusive.
Yeah, they like to try and avoid interviews, right? Duck and dive out of it like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah. No, but I think that's the key point actually that Jacob brought up about FaZe is the fact that they need to have an end goal. Like in their mind, they need to have a vision of what they want to be.
Yeah.
My biggest fear for FaZe is that they're going to revert back to like FaZe, I guess 1.0 instead of continuing on the 2.0 version of themselves, where they actually had that good mixture of having some structure that they would actually just base their initial defaults around, and that would kind of be their go-to for a lot of their tournaments and games, which again leads them consistency that brings them to a top 4 each and every single tournament, instead of just going back to version 1.0 where you literally have the insane peak, but everything else is just garbage. So you can it's not even this guarantee you're going to win a tournament, but you might trash like Astralis 16-3 in a group stage game, and you're like, hell yeah. And then you bomb out 2-0 to a very mediocre team afterwards.
I'm going to cut you guys there because the interview is ready and we don't want to wait any longer. It's time to see what Frankie's got for us with some of the FaZe Clan team.
Nico, you finally get to turn the tables on your coach Janko and tell us what you thought of his performance skills today.
Yeah, for me, he overperformed, I would say. He did really good. Like, his communication was really good. Like, how he played, how he was killing people as well. He played really good. He went above my expectations, I would say. And as a team player, he did amazing for the team. It's just, I expected way less from him. So I'm proud of him that he did this good.
Were you jealous of him when he got his hands on the AWP?
No, that was just I didn't want to take anything away from him. So when he wanted to play the AWP, I just gave him the AWP. I don't want to make him uncomfortable. So especially on Inferno, on his position, the AWP was really important to have. So I just let him AWP and he wanted to AWP. So I was also really happy to see him back in his old role because he was AWPer before. So yeah.
I know that Janko's always itching to get on comms when he's standing behind you as coach at these lands. Finally, he was on comms. But there's been a lot of talk about you as well as the IGL. This is a role that you don't want to do long term. So was there extra pressure having your coach there being able to answer back?
No, there was no pressure. It was just way easier for me to call as well because I knew that I had backup from him, that if I make some bad call, I know that I can count on him to make a better call than that. So there was no pressure. It helped me way more than when I was calling alone. So yeah, it was great just having him as well and helping me in the calling as well.
Is that one of the reasons for your godlike performance with the AWP on Mirage?
I don't know, it could be. No, I just game was just going my way, and I haven't been playing with AWP that much before, so it felt also really good to get it in my hands and just play with it. So yeah, everything just worked out for me. Everything went my way, I hit the shots, and yeah, I'm happy that I could manage to play with AWP.
So when Guardian comes back tomorrow, is there going to be a team chat about roles?
No, then we're just going to go back to old roles, even though I would like to up a bit more. But yeah, we're just going to go back to our old roles and try to find our game, and yeah.
And someone who found his game was Olof today. What a performance from him, particularly on the second half of Inferno. And that's something he talked about in a pre-game interview with Micho, something he's struggling to find, and yet we saw him turn up today. Did you have a chance to talk to him after the match?
No, I haven't. I didn't have a chance to talk to him, but yeah, he did an amazing job on Inferno. As I said, especially in the second half with this clutch. He did one before, I think. That was also amazing. But I wouldn't criticize him too much. The team has been playing really bad, or not the. We were not having the results we wanted, and that's why he depends a lot on the team. If he play good, he's gonna play good because he can get in way more comfortable positions on the map because he's kind of lurking, adapting to the team. So once we start playing way better and more consistent, we are going to see Olof playing better as well. But I'm happy that he showed up today. He was really important on Inferno, and without him, that match could have gone other way, or it could have been way closer than it was.
Well, thank you so much for talking to me, Nico. Go celebrate with your team. It's a very, very strong start for FaZe Clan here at StarSeries 7. And coming up after the break, we've got ourselves a Swedish derby. It's going to be NIP versus Fnatic. You don't want to go anywhere, so don't.
Cool, right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to cs.money. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.
Case. Big update and new features in the case battles. Updated and convenient interface with new options. Up to 4 users can participate in one battle now. Create and customize your battles, any number and any type of cases. Choose the number of participants and invite your friends with a unique link. Watch the best drop and win everything. Don't miss epic battles on Hellcase.